Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is for the week of August 22nd, 2019. The current character challenge is Godfall Superman. That is a 1 week repeat, and the required characters for that are Lex Luthor, Batman, and Doomsday, who you can get at bronze, gold, and silver, respectively.
And I feel like with the few weeks where we had harder to get characters, should we just be grateful that they don't require challenge gold or rare pack drop, even though that does require 1 gold?
Yeah.
Because Batman is a pretty common,
Especially because it's Batman, just because there's so many, that it's like law of large numbers, where it's a lot more likely that you'll have a Batman, right?
Yes, that's
Versus
true.
a lot of other golds.
Right. He's got a pretty good passive, and it's not exactly where you'd think the goodness would be. It's called the Power of Candor, and on successful block, Superman reflects all basic damage.
Mm-hmm.
So what's funny is, I mean, looking at his numbers now, base attack of 1,000, base health of 1,250. In this current world of Injustice, those are kind of middling stats.
Yeah, not bad, but not great.
So it's funny to remember that not too long ago, I guess it is too long ago, it was probably like four years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Along with the not so good Dark Side and Shazam, these were, if not the highest stat cards, they were the highest, I guess now that we've got a term for it, the threat cards, from the Injustice 2 mobile, where they actually tell you what the threat level is. That these would draw the most defensive fights, and you could potentially. I remember one season using this team, drawing more than 1,000 defense fights.
Oh yeah,
but only getting 100 wins.
That was the time.
But I should say only 100 wins. 100 wins was a lot.
Yeah, and it would be an insane number to get now.
Yeah, because the team is crap. There's no synergy, and you really have to rely on beating people that weren't very good.
Yeah,
but it would happen enough that it would make it worth it.
Just because you'd be funneling such high volume.
Yeah. And I should mention, I mean, he's relatively cheap to promote. I think he's like, 274,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's something we've been ignoring lately, but it's probably an important consideration when you're talking about like almost 500,000 credits for one promotion now.
That's true. Yeah. Sort of like Master's Deathcart, there's a secret part of his passive, which is that it generates power. So in the same way that Master's Deathcart tag in does that 1 bar power basically with the pitter patter.
Yeah, like a bunch of little hits, like the unblocked hits. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So each bit of damage to the opponent from a blocked hit counts like a regular hit would for generating power. So you block, they take damage, and they generate power for you.
Right. So yeah, so each time they take damage, so the more they hit you, the more power you get.
Yeah.
So in fact, what's funny about Godfall Superman, even though it says nothing about that, it's really just reflects all basic damage, the amount of power he generates is better than Regime Wonder Woman. And her passive is only that. She doesn't reflect any damage. She just generates power when blocking. She generates less power blocking without the basic damage.
Yeah, because you're generating 100% power from a hit versus generating the plus whatever percent from blocked, which your base blocked is pretty crappy.
Yeah, and which is kind of awful in offline play, because when your opponent gets hit, they actually generate more power than when you hit them.
Yeah.
Hitting generates power more for the person who's hit than the person who's doing the hitting.
Yeah.
So it's great for online. It's awful for offline, because it means that you really have to be, if you want Godfall Superman to be your guy for getting through stuff,
you almost don't want to block.
Yeah, because then otherwise you're generating a bunch of power. So they're hitting you and they're generating power, and you're hitting them with your reflected damage, and they're generating power. Yeah. And because you're blocking, you're generating none.
Yeah. This week's multiplayer award is Cloak, which becomes Cloak of Destiny, and the abilities on that are Crit Boost, which upgrades all the way up to 50% more damage on crit attacks, 200% damage increase against stunned enemies, and the Evolved ability, which goes all the way up to 20% stun chance on tag in.
Right. This is a great old-time legendary gear. I never thought I'd say that, but I mean, we've had lots more newer stuff. This is still great. For the longest time, it was the only one that offered boosted damage against stunned.
Yeah.
And you can almost make the argument that Necron's Scythe is better, and because it's got the 40% up to 40% power steal on basic attacks, and up to 40% life drain on basic attacks. But in both cases, only if your health is lower than 15%.
Yeah.
It's got the same damage against stunned, up to 200%, but also against frozen. And instead of having the boosted damage and the stun chance tag in, what it's got that's, some people would say is way better, is that if you knock somebody out, then you get one resurrection with up to 65% of your health back.
Yeah. And so it's definitely more versatile. But I would argue that just because of the way that we play, we're always prioritizing damage output. And because of its crit damage boost, it is, from a strictly numbers game, going to give you more damage.
Yeah. I mean, and really, if you're not spending a lot of time with low health, you're not going to be getting advantage of 2 of the Necron's sides of the ability.
Yeah, and 15% isn't actually a big enough range to spend a lot of time there, especially when it's healing you out.
That's true.
If it reduced the damage that you took for one of them, and then the other ability was doing something while you were that low, then that would be great. But 15% is so easy to slide right by.
So the chance to stun 20%, it's too low, for the cloak at least, is too low. So to plan for it, if you've got a character that doesn't bring their own tag and stun chance, but with guys that do, like Luchador Bane and Earth 2 Flash and any Earth 2 Flash teammates, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a nice, it's still to me one of the best legendary gears.
Yeah. So there we go. In the store, we have the Arkham Knight Catwoman pack for $13 Canadian. And this is the one that comes with just one copy and not the extra credits. Right? That's the cheaper ones.
Right.
So that's how we can tell without even really having to check.
Yeah.
But it's still not worth it. It's a little more worth it because it lets you spend your money a little more modular. It lets you spend a little less money.
Yeah. And you don't have to... It's not like Costco where it's cheaper because it's bulk. That's not how it works.
Yeah. But it's only one copy. They don't unlock in your store. Might be a clue for next week's challenge, but, you know...
We can hope.
She's
great. We'll talk about her more if she's actually next week's character. But she's great.
We also have the Bleed Out bundle for $27 Canadian. That comes with Mortal Kombat Scorpion, Regime Aquaman, and Batman Returns Catwoman. Although the full damage over time team is obsolete, with the danger of coming up on a Blackest Night team that has the Flash, which makes damage over time health gain, it can still be pretty fun to have like one character who's a damage over time specialist. So this is a good, I think, smattering of people if you want to experiment with finding a damage over time specialist.
Yeah,
this will probably help somebody for you.
This is sort of what actually makes a Arkham Knight Catwoman even better as sort of the top damage over time, because she doesn't need other damage over time people like Batman Returns Catwoman, right, to boost her damage over time.
Yeah.
Her Arkham teammates will do that.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants to be on a team that doesn't actually have a bunch of other damage over time. Because seriously, like I've run into a few fights where even with our only Aquaman being our bleeder, that it's actually quite frustrating when you face the Blackest Night team and instead of having them bleed out, they're actually just gaining health because you've given them a bit of DOT. Yeah,
that one sucks.
Yeah.
In Survivor, we have the 4th World Gear Set until the 4th of September 2019.
Yep.
Phantom Bone is back for 2 weeks.
Yay.
And Fight 62 is still broken. And in sort of our next segment, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, so for Breakthrough, what we're doing is keeping track of with the recent update, maybe just over a month ago. Last week was no one special, but so far we've had Raven, Killer Croc, Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, and Doomsday. So this is the first week since they did the update where we haven't had somebody that is new available for Breakthrough.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to the current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained in a video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the I in the top right corner of this video. We are Android only, so we're only able to confirm these glitches for Android. And for all of you who just come for the glitch talk, spoiler alert, nothing's changed this week, so you can click away and do something else with your time.
Yes.
And also let us know in the comments if this actually helps you, because we say it like there's people who are watching until this exact point and then leave. And I'd like to know if there are any of you out there. Although I think maybe if they've already clicked away, then we've lost
That's true.
our opportunity anyways.
Yeah. So maybe I'll start with just the not working glitches, because if you want to see what's working, you go in the list.
Yeah.
So there is no working glitch for credits that we're willing to endorse.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about why we qualify it like that in a previous season of our glorified Q&A videos, which are P and Q and C and A and T, season 6, episode 9, linked top right corner, I, and in the description. The main point worth repeating for the larger audience is that some people have been exploiting glitch that requires 2 devices being logged simultaneously into one account. We don't endorse this. We won't test it, mainly because of the danger of having your account suspended because of it.
Mm-hmm. So there we go.
Glitch for getting repeated past multiplayer season rewards also not working.
Glitch for early multiplayer season rewards not working, and there is no glitch to get through the Phantom Zone quickly. Moving on to the working glitches, the glitch to let you play Phantom Zone repeatedly is still working. As we mentioned in the glitch video, its greatest value is probably avoiding the 50 nth metal that it costs for the 2 replays that you normally get, since it takes a lot of time to play it through completely 3 times on elite level. In 2 weeks, there's not a great chance that you're going to be able to beat it more than 3 times. But saving 100 nth metal is still valuable.
Yeah, although I think if you're willing to put in the time, it's a nice confluence of doing the tasks for the Phantom Zone, but also grinding for multiplayer. And with the cloak, if you don't have it, this is like a prime grinding season.
Yeah, but so it makes it cheaper if you haven't done your 3, and then after that, it lets you play way longer than you should have and farm for more materials. We're going to also mention the challenge reset method, sort of in part and parcel. It requires Google Play Cloud Save. It's confirmed with the current Godfall Superman challenge, and they're basically the same glitch. So if you're resetting one, you're resetting the other, which is important now if you're trying to do the challenge reset when you want to, when you don't want to reset the Phantom Zone or vice versa, you're gonna do both. So wait until you're willing to reset both at the same time, or if you've been playing for a while and you don't care about Godfall Superman, right? Then it won't matter to you. But just make sure that when you're doing one, recognize you're doing the other.
Right. Breakthrough glitch to let you play it repeatedly, still working. And we've cut and pasted into the description a comment from a viewer who has a potential solution if you're having trouble. We can't confirm whether this works because we've never actually had trouble with that, but if you are, use that at your own risk.
The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. That's good for both packs with random drops and last laugh tickets. We should point out it does not work in the Phantom Zone for us because it requires an online connection. There's a description of how people have been getting it to work. That seems like it's for iOS, and we have not been able to do anything similar.
All right, time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Always bring your countdown clock back to normal before you're done with it. Free energy without having to watch videos still works when you get the button not grayed out. And for iOS users, Dragons952 has a potential solution. We've cut and pasted his comment that describes it. And again, we can't test it because we are Android only.
And it looks like I get the sort of limbo, the liminal space between working and not working glitches, which is the promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked. Hasn't had the right conditions since update 2.14, so it's still not testable, and it's still not usable, although we did see a while back challenge in the first slot, which was one of the main conditions.
Yes.
So it seems like they're still teasing us with it. Maybe one day, our once and future glitch, the promotion glitch will return to us.
And that's it for this week. So in closing, I want to say a big thank you to the patrons who have been supporting us on Patreon, namely Consul Peasant, supporting us at the top tier Last Word, John Ariema supporting us at the Your Message Here tier, Sean Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Mall, and Michael DeVries, who are supporting us at the credited level, and Eddie G and Chris Wolf at the gratitude level.
Yeah, thanks so much for your support, and thanks so much to all of you for watching. We'll see you next time. Komoda!